Will Mother Righteous's final weapon be enough to clear the board in this sinister age? Or will her own followers cause her to fold? Well, let's hop into the final issue of Nightcrawlers, issue number 3, the penultimate issue in the Sins of Sinister series, and find out together, shall we? Alrighty then, so as we join the book, we are once again 1,000 years into this dark and twisted sinister future. We see that while all of the other members of the sinister clone family were busy splintering into rival factions and fighting each other for dominance and dominion, Mother Righteous decided to concern herself with alternate universes and realities. It's there she continued to build her considerable magical war chest, and now she thinks she finally has the grease that she needs for the trigger on her ultimate final weapon, one that she supposedly had completed years ago, but who wanted to wait patiently for the perfect time to unleash this secret final weapon. Mother Righteous talks about how in the last 1,000 years she's truly perfected her Nightcrawler followers. Generations worth of cloning mean they think less and believe more. They're just smart enough to work the machines, but just dumb enough to not ask why. Man, did I mention that this book is all about critiquing religion? Because it is. We also see what became of Dr. Nemesis in this 1,000-year future. Apparently the spores on his body continued to grow and change to the point that he is now an Ego the Living Planet-sized spacecraft for Righteous and her followers. Believe it or not, it's these spores that actually allow Mother Righteous to follow the path of destiny to the ultimate final battle taking place at the World Farm. In a little recap page, we see that Righteous always knew that one way or another, Destiny was going to be the most important person in this sinister future, the one who could always set things back when she wanted to. She just didn't want to at first. She wanted to spend as much time as she could with the love of her life, Mystique, and after Mystique bit it, Destiny tried to put the universe back in her own way, and it ended up costing her her life. Now, though, Righteous thinks she finally has what she needs to turn the tide of battle in her own favor, even if it means continuing to sacrifice all of her Nightcrawler followers until there are none left. Again, hey, you can get people to do just about anything up to and including killing themselves when you have a strong religious message, a Christ allegory, and a boatload of magic power to sell the whole thing. One by one, the Nightcrawlers teleport themselves directly into the World Farm's shield, spelling their own demise. This is of course all part of Mother Righteous's endgame, who ends up recalling Vox Ignis, who we discover in the intervening 85 years has been on the run from the grand culmination of the Spirits of Vengeance, who have all opted to set up shop inside, get this, Galactus the Eater of Worlds, meaning he's a giant flaming-headed Galactus now who has decided to join this big last battle at the end of time. How the hell does Righteous plan to get past this giant threat? Well, apparently before all this cosmic war stuff broke out, the Sinisters had launched Juggernaut into space like a giant bullet, and now all they really gotta do is make sure that Ghost Rider Galactus stands directly in the path of this thing, which he does, blowing his giant brains all over the Starway. Well, that sure was a fun diversion, but okay, you're probably asking, what is Mother Righteous's big plan? What has she been working so hard on? Why did she need all those magical relics, including a phoenix egg from another universe? Why did she sacrifice generation after generation of her loyal followers? Well, it seems it was all in pursuit of creating something called a heart virus, which makes sense because she is the sinister Queen of Hearts. Righteous explains that this virus will work like some sort of chronal message in a bottle. All she has to do is attach it to one of the Moira clones, kill the clone, and then when the timeline is reset to normal, Mother Righteous will be gifted all of the information that she learned in this 1,000 years, giving her a deeply unfair leg up when it comes to dealing with not only the X-Men, but her other sinister brothers. It's a brilliant plan, and one that almost works too, as it seems that everyone else has either completely forgotten about Mother Righteous in the fight or written her off completely. One person who didn't write her off, though, is the X-23 Nightcrawler, the one who had actually given birth to Mother Righteous's Christ child, the one that she sacrificed as part of her bigger myth-making attempt. X-23 Nightcrawler actually ends up winning the day and getting her son back from wherever it was that Mother Righteous was keeping her before teleporting to parts unknown. Sadly, though, before that could happen, Righteous had actually taken away the Vox Ignis powers that she had given to Banshee, meaning that he is once again an old man and unable to defend himself or the Moira clones, when, get this, Robo-Moira makes the scene. She had been working with original recipe Mr. Sinister to try and find the World Farm, but had just managed to sneak away when all the fighting had broken out. Now she's here, though, looking to claim the heart virus and reset time to put herself and Orchis back on top. And it's on that note right there the comic comes to an end, everyone. And so that was Nightcrawlers issue number 3, and overall I thought it was fine. Maybe the weakest of the 3 big Sins of Sinister finales. It kinda suffers from being the penultimate issue of the event and needing to get readers up to speed on everything that's been going on in the other books, assuming that they weren't also reading Immoral X-Men. And Brotherhood also, despite going through all the trouble of stealing all these magical relics from all over the place in the Marvel Universe, Mother Righteous's plan ended up being kinda simplistic. I mean, maybe that's supposed to be the point because she's unlike a lot of the other Sinisters who are so busy scheming and backstabbing and working in the shadows, while Mother Righteous just goes for the obvious thing. As a successor to Legion of X2, I like the idea that Spurrier and the others are still trying to tackle themes of faith and religion and zealotry in a way that they can only do in this dark alternate future. And I can certainly say that after everything, I wasn't expecting Robo, Moira, and Orchis to rear their heads as being last-minute villainous forces to have to contend with here in the finale, because they were dealt with so fully so early on in the story and everything has been so sinister heavy up until now. Overall, I'd give this one a 7 out of 10, and I am interested to see how it all shakes out in Dominion #1, which drops this week.
Hey there everyone, it's your old pal Cave Jewel, and if you're seeing me right now, that means you watched to the end of the video, which I am very appreciative of. It really helps drive engagement and retention and all that other good YouTube stuff. So does liking and commenting. Wink wink. If you like my content too, you should check out my Patreon page. We just redid all the tiers, so there's a ton of great rewards. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month, and well, it would just really help me out. It's never expected, but always appreciated. So until next time everyone, I've been Cape Joel, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.